Welcome back to Show Me Firearms. Guys, today's video comes to us during a very uncertain time in the gun world due to the ATF's recent tyrannical actions regarding pistol braces. It's also a very uncertain time for gun tubers such as myself due to YouTube's latest crackdown on our gun channels. Go check out the video that Demolition Ranch put on his Off the Ranch channel, as well as Mr. Guns and Gears video if you want to learn more about what YouTube is doing to us and how it's going to affect our content as we move into the future. With that said, today's video is probably going to be considered to be somewhat controversial by the ATF as well as YouTube, because we're talking about this AR pistol. Now, this AR pistol is somewhat unique in the fact that it is chambered in 45 ACP and not 9mm. Yes, it's not unheard of to have an AR chambered in 45, but it is much less common than 9mm. We're going to take an in-depth look at this AR pistol in today's video, and we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts that went into this build. So let's dive right into it. Before we talk about this AR-45 build, I just want to give a huge shout out to Jake from JTF Consulting. I told him I was going to do this AR-45 build and he really wanted to help out, so he sent me out a bunch of parts for my lower receiver. Jake, thanks so much for sending out those parts. I really appreciate it. And not only did Jake want to help me out with my AR build, he also wants to help you guys out with your own AR builds. Use the link in the description below to go to Jake's website where you can get 5% off build your own AR lower parts kit using the code SHOWME. Now guys, Jake has been a big supporter of the channel for a very long time, so be sure to show him some support by using that link in the description below where you can get 5% off a build your own AR lower parts kit using that code SHOWME. Also, be sure to support Jake by subscribing to his YouTube channels. Those are linked in the description below. And thanks again, Jake, for helping out with this build and for all the support you've shown the channel for the last year. Really appreciate it. Guys, I've also got a big announcement for you that I'm very excited about. You can now purchase your very own Show Me Firearms merchandise. Just launched my merch store here recently, and you're going to see all the cool swag beneath these videos. Now, I've got 3 designs live so far on the storefront, all of which I designed myself. So be sure to give me some feedback down in the comment section as to whether or not you like those designs. Also, if you guys have any ideas for swag designs that you'd like to see, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see what I can do to get those designed for you and get them up on the storefront. And guys, again, I'm very excited to have my own Show Me Firearms swag. Be sure to check it out beneath the video. It's also linked in the description below. All right, let's talk about this AR-45. Now, this gun looks absolutely ridiculous right now. We're missing something back there. And we're missing something up here. I was not about to give the ATF videographic evidence of a felony. So yeah, we don't have a brace on this gun. We also don't have an optic installed because I did hear from one source that the ATF would still consider this pistol to be an SBR if it has an optic installed on it, even if it doesn't have a brace installed. Again, I don't know if that's true or not. I've only heard it from one source, have not been able to verify that. So if you guys know anything about that, please let me know in the comment section below. But I'm not about to give the ATF any reason to make an example out of me. So I'm going to play it safe. So we don't have a brace, we don't have an optic installed. You guys will have to use your imagination to picture those things installed on this gun. Also, as you guys know, YouTube doesn't like it when you build your own guns. So for that reason, I didn't personally build this gun. It was built by some licensed manufacturer that you guys have never heard of. I didn't personally build this gun. I'm also not going to be able to open it up to show you guys the internals because YouTube would probably construe that to be modifying a gun or something stupid like that. So again, you'll have to use your imagination to picture the internals. All right, let's talk about this AR-45 build that I did not build myself. We'll start at the rear of the gun and work our way forward. It's got a standard buffer tube here with an 8-ounce buffer inside that will allow the gun to cycle 45 ACP. The castle nut and end plate were provided by Jake that somebody else then took and installed on this gun. I definitely didn't install it myself. Okay, nothing to see here, YouTube. Let's move on. We have a C45 billet lower receiver from New Frontier Armory that accepts both 45 ACP and 10mm Glock mags. We have a complete upper receiver from Pro to a tactical that is mil-spec machined out of billet aluminum. The upper came with a bolt carrier group, which is heat treated with a black nitride finish, as well as a standard charging handle. Our barrel is 8.5 inches in length. It is nitride and melanite treated with a 1/16 twist. We have M-lock handguard with a standard A2 flash hider on the muzzle. Our bolt catch here on the left side of the gun was provided by Jake, and the grip is off of my Ruger AR 556. Now this is a part of the video where you guys will have to use your imagination to visualize the internals, because I can't actually open the gun up on camera for you, because YouTube would probably construe that to be modifying a gun. So yeah, you have to use your imagination to picture those internals. Our buffer retainer and spring were provided by Jake. The trigger is my old Timney competition trigger, and I sent the trigger off to the licensed manufacturer, who then installed it. I definitely did not install that trigger myself, okay, YouTube? Nothing to see here, moving on. The rest of our lower parts were provided by Jake, so like our takedown pins, springs, detents, all that good stuff. And that was a huge help for Jake to send those parts to the licensed manufacturer, because the licensed manufacturer definitely lost springs and detents in the build process. That wasn't me. It's the licensed manufacturer. He told me that he lost those parts a lot. So thanks, Jake, for sending out those parts. That was a huge help, because as you guys know, it's always a pain when you lose those springs and detents and you realize you don't have any more. So Jake, thanks so much for sending those parts out. The licensed manufacturer definitely needed them. So that wraps up the list of parts that the licensed manufacturer used when he built this gun. After he turned it over to me and I started doing some tests with it, found out that this gun is actually pretty picky about its magazines. I tried like 3 different brands, all of which had the exact same failure to feed issue. And then I decided to try this 22 round Pro Mag right here. For whatever reason, this gun loves these magazines and has not had any issues with feeding ever since I started using this Pro Mag. And other than that one small issue with the gun being a little bit picky about its magazines, I have not had any other issues with it so far. Now, why did I want to have a licensed manufacturer build me a gun chambered in 45 ACP? Well, price point was one thing. There are a couple companies out there like CMMG, for example, that make ready-made ARs in 45. But the thing about those guns is they're pretty pricey. Like the CMMG, last I looked, I think was over $1,000. The licensed manufacturer was able to build this gun for me for way less than $1,000. So price point is a big reason why I wanted to have a licensed manufacturer build one instead of just buying a ready-made one. I also wanted to have the gun chambered in 45 for a couple different reasons. Number one is I wanted the gun to be unique, because most AR pistols out there are chambered in 9mm. While it's not unheard of to have an AR chambered in 45, it is way less common than to have a 9mm AR. So just wanted the gun to be unique, chamber it in a different caliber. I also went with 45 because I'm envisioning this gun to be my new home defense gun. And I think 45 is a great round for home defense. So to have 22 rounds of 45 right there in that magazine, plus 1 in the chamber to stop those home intruders, that sounded like a pretty good package to me. 8.5 inch barrel with all that 45, you just can't beat it in my opinion. Well, there you have it, guys. That is this AR 45 build that I definitely did not build myself. And yeah, again, it looks absolutely ridiculous right now because of the stupid ATF and their tyrannical edicts. You ATF guys, you can go you know what yourselves and your stupid pistol brace rule, all right? Anyway, don't get me started. Thanks guys for watching today's video. I really appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check me out on Patreon and check out my brand new merch store down below. Most important of all, be sure to use the link in the description to head over to Jake's website and get 5% off your very own build your own lower parts kit using the code SHOWME. Jake, again, thanks so much for all your support for the channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks again guys for watching this video. And until next time, show me them firearms. What a way to set off a monster mower, am I right? So much freedom!